to your foam roller video. So if you've got a roller like this, that would be good, or yours might be a bit bigger, a bit wider, but ideally they do need to be about this long, so about 1 metre long, just so you can fit your whole body down it. Okay, so we're going to start with that. Also, if you want to grab a small cushion, that might be quite useful later on. Okay, so we're going to start with the roll, and as with all exercises, listen to your body, and if anything doesn't feel quite right, then ease back off and rest where you need to rest, or if you can think of any other exercises that feel better for you, then substitute those in. So we're going to start with shoulders, loosening everything off through those shoulders. Just going to focus a little bit on posture, just to start with, and then when we get down on the floor, we'll spend quite a bit of time laying along the roll. So we're just going to go from here, a big stretch forward with the shoulders, and then gently retract them back. So as we're retracting back, we're connecting through the midsection, making sure that we're not arching the back. It's quite a small movement through the shoulders. Okay, not really changing the elbows. Okay, just getting those shoulder blades drawing towards each other. Okay, one last one here. And we're going to take that roll up and over to one side, up and over, and relax back into the front, top half rotating around, and around the other way, big exhale. And let's repeat that little sequence. So we're going to go for 4 retractions back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up and over the other way, down into the middle, top half going round, exhale into that stretch, and round the other way, back into the middle. Okay, we're going to add in a little bit more here. So we've got those shoulder retractions, squeezing back, connecting through that midsection. Okay, arms come up, over to one side, and up and over. And now we're going to squeeze the arms back and slide that down behind and forward and up. Okay, if it doesn't go behind your head, then bring it in front, but focus on the shoulder blades sliding down, the elbows sliding down, and try not to arch your back too much. Okay, relax it back into the front, into that rotation, top half going round. And around the other way, back into the middle. Okay, one more set of those, and then we're going to come into a bit of balance. So we've got a big stride, shoulders retracting back. Okay, exhale as we're going back. Arms coming up, over to one side. Exhale up and over. And then squeezing down, either behind or in front. Might crunch a bit, it might grind a bit. Just go with it. Okay, make sure your head isn't coming too far forward. Okay, we're trying to keep a good posture. And arms coming forward here. Top half going round. And round the other way. the middle. Loosen the shoulders off there. And we're going to take that into a little lunge position. So a split stance there. And we're going to go again down into that lunge position, arms coming up, over to the side, into the middle, over to the other side. Try and keep your pelvis level. And then we're going to switch legs. We're going to build that up as we're going through. So down into that lunge position, we're strong with the front leg, arms coming up, over, and over, back into the middle, switch into the other side again. This time we're going to add that pull down. So we're coming down into the lunge, arms go up, over, into the middle, over the other way, back into the middle, squeeze those arms back, and we're coming down behind the head for 3. Again, watch the neck doesn't come too far forward. Okay, release, and let's do the other side. So down and over, up and over, and squeezing behind or in front, whichever suits you. 2, 1, and back. Okay, adding in a bit more balance this time. So you can shorten it up a little bit. So we're coming down, we're only going over your front leg this time. So over, to the side, into the middle. Just 1, down behind or in front. And arms come forward. That back knee comes through. And we're going to go around, over that knee. Back into the middle, switching legs. Big stride back. Coming down and over, into the middle. Arms are coming down behind or in front. Back knee comes up. And then top half rotating over the knee. Adding in a little bit more next time. So we're coming again down and over, behind, and then the knee comes up, top half rotating, keep your hips to the front. And then I'm going to fold forward in 2, bring those arms forward as you go. And then squeeze them back, coming under your chin with that roll. Okay, let's have a go the other way around. So here we go, down, over to the side, and then behind or in front, up to you. Back knee comes up, top half rotating. Forward fold, and then squeeze the arms back, squeeze the shoulder blades back, and release. Okay, one last go each way, and then we're going to get down on the floor. So, big stride, and down, side bend over, into the middle, squeeze the arms down, either in front or behind. Knee comes up, top half rotates. Really strict to keep the pelvis level and still. Forward fold, squeeze the arms back and release. Okay, one last go. Coming down and over, oops, and then into that behind or in front. Coming up with the knee, top half rotates. Back to the middle, forward fold. And then squeeze those shoulder blades back, elbows back. And release. Okay. So let's bring this down onto the floor. So we're going to bring your roll and your cushion. Just have it nearby to start with. We don't need it quite yet. We're just going to prepare with a little bit of mobility. Okay, so I'm just going to start with a couple of ab exercises. First of all, we're going to do some knee rolls. So we've got arms out wide, feet and knees together, knees going over to one side. And we're coming up and over the other way. So just breathing into it, hopefully getting a little bit of a stretch, bit of a release around the back. Okay, come back into the middle, and we're just going to try and get our tummy muscles woken up a little bit. So we've got a lovely neutral spine here. One hand behind your head, one hand on your belly. Big deep breath in and a big strong exhale out. As you're breathing in, let your belly rise. As you're breathing out, force the air out from below the belly button. And imagine your abs connecting. And in breath, big strong exhale, connecting through those tummy muscles. And on your next exhale, head and shoulders are coming up. And we're looking after that connection through the midsection. So a big strong exhale, head and shoulders coming up. Being aware not to let the lower back force down into the floor. Okay, let's just do a couple more, just using this time to concentrate on the tummy muscles. Just getting that mind to muscle connection woken up. Okay, and then just resting, hugging the knees, rocking side to side. And we're going to take this onto the roll now. So I'm going to lay lengthways along it. If at any point you think this is getting too much, feel free to take the roll out of the way and continue without it. Okay, so before you start, you need to be perched right at one end. Okay, so you've got your bum nearly off the end there. Have your cushion ready. You can pop that under your pelvis or under your head, or you can have one either, both. Okay, if it's under your pelvis, it just takes the edge off some of the exercises if you struggle. Okay, so that might be quite nice. So perched on the edge, we're going to lay along, making sure the full length of the spine is supported by the roll. Okay, from here, let's just have a couple of pelvic tilts. We're just getting to find our neutral spine on the roll. So we're just going to tilt the pelvis back and forwards. Just allowing the body to settle into the roll. Okay, it's perhaps going to feel a little uncomfortable. And if you find it really unbearable between the shoulder blades, you can put your cushion under there if you want to. Okay, once we've found our neutral spine, we're going to try and maintain that. We're making sure we've got the chin just lightly tucked, and we're going to just relax through the arms. Okay, a couple of deep breaths here. Just settle into this roll, and we're going to start with a bit of shoulder mobility on this. So I'm going to start off with both arms coming up, And we're going to take both arms over your head. If they'll touch the floor, that's great. And then around, big circle along the floor, all the way around and back. So the key to this one is going as far as your body will allow, but don't let your back arch. Okay, you'll be tempted to let the rib cage lift so that you can reach the floor easier. Okay, try not to let that happen. So we need a little bit of connection through that middle, a bit of awareness on that neutral spine. Big circle round. If your arms don't touch the floor, don't worry. It will be quite a stretch in the front of the chest and the shoulders. And a deep breath as you're coming into that real stretchy part will certainly help. One last one like this. And I'm going to come into one arm forward, one arm back, like a windmill. So one goes forward, one goes back. We have a big circle around and back up to the start, and then send it the other way. One goes forward, one goes back, big circle round along the floor and back. Okay, keep alternating which one goes forward, which one goes back. Again, looking after that neutral spine, that connection through the middle. Okay, using the breath as you get to that real stretchy part, exhale. Okay, last one here. And relaxing both the arms to the side. Ideally, if you can be palm up, that's great. It just stops you being quite so tense through your arms. So from here, I'm going to come into a single arm, single leg exercise. So we're bracing through that midsection. One arm is coming off the floor and one knee is coming up to 90 degrees. So we're opposite arm to leg. The arm is going over your head, the leg is extending and back. So breathing out as we're extending. We're sticking with the same pair because it is a bit of a faff to swap. And just again, making sure we're not arching the back. We're looking after that neutral. You might find your back touches the roll all the way along, but hopefully a little bit less pressure where the lower back is. One last one here. And let's switch. Palm up. Okay, so we've got arm, we've got opposite leg, extend and in. The lower you go with your leg, the more difficult this is to maintain your neutral spine. Okay, the hand definitely doesn't need to touch the floor. Okay, if your shoulders don't naturally move quite that far, don't force it. Okay, by forcing the arm, you're encouraging your spine out of neutral. Last one here. And relax it back down. So we're going to go with both knees up now. So we'll palm up with the arms, so we're not holding on. We're nice and relaxed through the upper body, bracing that midsection and bringing both knees up to 90 degrees. Okay. If you find you're not quite in your normal neutral, you might need to lift your hips off the roll and lengthen the spine along the roll. Okay, and that just helps. Okay, the reason is because your feet start lower than your back when they're on the floor, you are naturally a little bit more arched than perhaps you should be. So from here I'm going to start with a single leg extending and back in. Yeah, be aware that the knee doesn't come too close on the leg that's staying still. So alternating legs. I'm going to build up. We've got 4 sets of 8. Okay, so 2 more here. Last one. And rest, either draw your knees in towards your chest or put your feet on the floor and you can go to squashed frog. Okay, so soles of the feet together, knees falling outwards. So I'm going to come back to the 90 degrees with the knees. Okay, and I'm going to go here, extend and in, knee drop and up, extend and in, knee drop and up. Exhale as you move the leg away, in breath as it comes back. 4 more. Okay, last 2. And resting again, however you like. Soles of the feet together, knees outwards is quite a nice one if you get tight in the hips. So, next one. We're going to come up with the knees and we're going to extend one leg, swing the leg wide, in and back. Extend, swing, in, back. Big exhale, focus on the tummy muscles. Okay, the temptation will be to let your back take over. So it really takes a little bit of concentration to get those tummy muscles involved. 1 more each way. Back to the middle and rest. We've got one last set. This time we're going to circle with the leg. Okay, so back to the 90 degrees, bracing those abs. Single leg extends, we circle one way, once round the other way, and back. So now straight legs, circle, circle round the other way, and back. You can go as low as you like with your leg. Lower is harder. My cupboards are in the way, but you can if you've got space. Okay, your biggest thing, make sure the other leg isn't moving. One more each way. The last one here. And back. Resting the feet down for a second. Last thing that we're going to do on the roll, like this, is 3 items off the floor at once. So, we're going to start again with the knees to 90 degrees. I'm going to try and take one arm, bending at the elbow. Okay, so the hand comes up and back down. And again the other way, bending at the elbow and back down. If that feels okay, try and take the whole arm off. And down. You will find that you naturally transfer the weight over to the other side. Okay. Try and minimise how much that's happening. If you want a little bit more, we're going to take the arm off. And I'm going to extend the arm over your head, extend the opposite leg. Back. Pop the hand down, pop the arm down, and then the other way. And relax. Okay. Let's have one more go each way at this, and then I'm going to move on. Make sure you're still breathing. And resting there when you're ready. From here we're going to gracefully topple off the roll to one side. Take it out of the way for a second and just hug your knees, rock side to side. It will feel different. your spine will feel just different, okay? What has happened is the little muscles around the spine have had a little massage, they've had a little bit more blood flow come into them, and the discs have had a little bit of a squeeze, and that means they're just now producing a little bit more lubricating fluid. Okay, so hopefully it feels a nice different, all right? And from here then we're going to just come round onto your spine curl. So we're going to pop your feet on your roll and just move your cushion out of the way because it will get a bit scrunchy on the neck. Your roll definitely needs to be on a mat if you've got a hard surface. So we're just going to counteract all that stability that we've done with the spine by getting in a little bit more mobility now. So again, we're relaxed through the shoulders. We're going to peel and push the hips up, rolling up through the body and rolling down. You may notice that you can go a little bit higher than you can when your feet are on the floor. You may also notice the back of your legs are working a little bit harder than normal. So rolling up, rolling down. So we're going to carry on with this if you feel happy with this. If you want to make life a little bit more difficult, make your body work a little bit harder, we're going to go into a single leg version. So just one more with 2 feet. If at any point, again, you feel that it's getting a bit much, put your feet on the floor and take the roll out of the way. So make sure your roll's quite close. If it's closer to your bum, it's less likely to make your hamstrings cramp. We're going to peel and push the hips up to the top, relax with the arms and shoulders, and I'm going to lift one leg into a single leg march, pop it down and swap. So we're just marching through, alternating feet, keeping the pelvis high and level. Okay, if it helps, you can put your hands on your hip bones and just feel what's happening. We're trying to have minimal movement from the pelvis. One last one here. And one more the other way. And relaxing down. Hook the knees for a second. Have a small breather. And we're going to finish off this little section with some more single leg. So, both feet on. This time, hips are coming up. And I'm taking one leg up off the floor. Now the pelvis is moving up and down. Okay, it's not going to touch the floor, probably. Okay, 4 more on this side. You're going to notice that leg quite a lot. Try and squeeze the glutes. Last 2. Last 1. Pop it down and swap. Hips coming up. Strong through the hips. Think about the leg you're standing on and down and up with the pelvis. Nice and level through. The hips all the way through. Try not to let it tip to the side. 4 more on this side. Squeeze those glutes. Squeeze the hamstring. Last 2. And last one there. Relaxing down. Hook the knees. And just take your roll out the way for a sec. Going to need it again shortly. Put one leg on the floor flat. Take the other one up to the ceiling. Have a little stretch where we've just been working in those hamstrings. So gently draw the leg towards you. If you feel you need a bit more stretch, there are a couple of mobility or stretch videos on my channel if you want to have a look at those. For now, we're just going to have a deep breath and gently draw that leg a bit closer. And switching it over. You can have that knee bent or flat to the floor, up to you. When you're putting your hands behind your leg, ideally, it doesn't want to be behind the knee. The hands want to be on the thigh, back of the thigh, or the calf if you can reach. Okay, there's a lot of delicate sort of structures in the back of the knee which don't really want too much pressure. Okay, just resting there. Let's have a couple of knee rolls just to loosen through the spine. So we've got arms out to the side, feet and knees together, and let the knees go over to one side and up and over the other way. And from here, I'm going to hook the knees and make my way round onto my front. And we're just going to finish off with a little bit of back extension, just counteract all the sort of stuff we've just done with the abs. So you need to roll, and you need to be on your front. So from here, I'm going to put both hands on your roll, both forearms on your roll. It wants to be quite close to your elbows to give you a bit of space. From here, to start with, all you need to do is draw your shoulder blades back. And that might be all you do. If you want a little bit more, we're going to draw the shoulder blades back. We're squeezing through the glutes, and we're going to lift through the body as we pull the roll towards your chest. And release. This is a little bit easier if you have your arms wider. So squeezing back, lifting through the body, releasing. So you can go as far as you feel you want to. If you don't want to come up quite so high through the back extension, again, arms wider, or bend your elbows a bit more. Okay, you're going to get more work through the shoulders, a little bit less through the back. So it's up to you, we're just going to do 2 more. As long as your shoulders are down, it's absolutely great. Make sure we're not scrunching. And relaxing there. Just going to come up onto your hands and knees next. Into your cat stretch, so we're rounding up through the back. We can go side to side with the hips if that feels good. And the final one that we're going to do is pop your hands on your roll, so your wrists. Take your hips back and not quite hips onto your heels. And then let your arms lengthen forward and feel that stretch coming through the arms and shoulders. And then bringing it back. And we're just going to come upside down. We're going to finish off making our way up to standing. So starting toes tucking underneath, upside down, let your heels go towards the floor, lengthening down the back of the legs. And then walk your hands back towards your feet and rolling up through your body, relaxing your shoulders at the top. Taking your hands behind your head, we're going to scrunch the shoulders up, drop them down, open through the elbows, release those arms wide, 1 over, 1 under, and up and over. And nice big stretch. Bend the knees and swing 3, 2, and 1. Big stretch up, big stretch wide, and we're there. Well done.